Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to show you all the hidden tips, tricks and features about the Samsung Galaxy A71. So let's get started real quick. So by default, when you get the phone, you don't see the battery percentage like over here. You don't see the battery percentage, and I'm going to tell you how to enable it. So you pull down the shade, go to settings, search for show battery percentage, click on it and toggle it on real quick. And so now for the second trick, when you ever try turning off your phone by holding the power button, what happens is Bixby opens up. So now it's pretty undesirable, and most of you will be thinking, how do I shut off my phone then? So actually you can change it. You can go to the pull down the shade, click on the power button, go to side key settings, and then from the press and hold option, choose the power menu. So whenever you press and hold the power button, it will always open the power off menu. And you can do the vice versa as well. And when you double press the side key, you can also open specific apps. Like you can select open app and then you can choose which app to open. So that's really cool feature, which I think. And then another thing which many of you might like about the Samsung Galaxy A71 is that it does support full screen gestures. I know many of us now like to use gestures instead of navigation buttons. So you'll have to enable it. It's not there by default, so you'll have to search for full screen gestures. And then you can go there and then turn on the gestures. So now it will enable the gestures. So now you can use gestures. You can half pull down the gesture control to open your recent apps. And then you can also remove this line right here. If you find it annoying, you can actually remove it. Go back to settings and turn off gesture hints. You'll never see that line again while using gestures. Also, to go back, swipe from the screen and you'll be able to go back. And of course, if you want to go back, you can go to full screen gestures and go to navigation buttons again. Also, one really cool feature is that you can change the button order in which the navigation buttons are placed. I actually like using this one. So let's get to the next trick real quick. So now, if you not have figured it out yet, how to take a screenshot on the Samsung Galaxy A71, it's pretty easy. Hold down the volume down key and the power button all at the same time, like this, and the phone will quickly take a screenshot. Like this. Another really cool feature about the Samsung Galaxy A71 is that you can actually remove the animations which slow down your apps to open. Suppose you want to open an app and then there's this slow and sluggish animation which you don't want. So that can be changed real quick. Going to settings, searching for reduce animations, and then toggle it on. So now it will always open and close apps with this morph transition, which is way faster. Also, if you don't want the animations, you can totally remove them by searching for remove animations, and then you'll have a much more fluid experience. The phone will open a lot quicker. You'll have no lags, no issues, anything. So it's much faster. Also, if you want to go back, you can do that real quick by going to remove animations and then going back again. Of course, it will be a way slower than without the animation, but of course, just for the betterment. And another really cool feature about the Samsung Galaxy A71 is the dark mode. It actually helps you save battery and also helps your eyes adapt to the lighting. It does not strain your eyes. So pull down the shade, go down, and then swipe left, and then you'll get the dark mode option enabled, which is much better looking, and it also helps reduce eye strain and saves battery as well. So now, another really cool feature about the Samsung Galaxy A71 is you can actually change the clock style. Like when you close the lock screen, you can actually change the clock style, which is kind of cool, I think. You can go to settings, search for clock style, go to clock style, and then you can change the clock, how the clock looks on your lock screen. I like this one, so I go on with using that. And also, on the mention of clock styles and lock screens, there's a really cool feature which is known as AOD, or always on display. So go to settings, search for AOD, go to tap to show and turn it on. So when you turn it on, whenever you like lock the phone won't show a black screen. When you usually close your phone, it'll be a black screen without any information. Now if you close the phone after turning on AOD, it will show the time, temperature, and many other notifications. If you want to customize that, you can do that as well. So it's a really cool feature out there, helping you out to figure out the information if you don't want to waste too much battery. And also it doesn't use up too much battery because it's Super AMOLED screen. It only uses battery for the pixels which are actually being powered. The pixels with the information on them is the only ones which are taking up battery. So now, a really cool feature on the Samsung Galaxy A71 is that, firstly, it's a massive phone. Many of us might not be able to handle it. It's such a huge display. Many of us might not be able to handle it with one hand. So you can actually go to one-handed mode and search for one-handed mode on settings, and then you can turn it on by simply swiping down the home button. So now you go to one-handed mode, go to button, double tap the buttons, and then you'll have one-handed mode right here. It's a much smaller display which is easier to use, and which I think is kind of cool because the original display is just too big. You can resize it as well if you want. You can move it to this side, but I like using on this side. And then of course if you can go back, go to double press the outside screen, and then you're back to normal. And of course if you want to disable it completely, you can do that as well by going to one-handed mode, and then of course use one-handed mode to be toggled off. So now you'll never see that one-handed mode again. And also a thing which many of you might not be familiar with is, what is the side thing? Do you think it's a side notch? No, it's actually not a side notch. It's basically the edge screen. It's the edge screen for various functions, and you can actually turn it off if you find it annoying. Go to settings, search for edge screen, go to edge screen, and then you can turn it off. You'll never see this thing again. Now see, when I'm swiping, I can't see the edge screen. And if you actually like the edge screen, you can also customize it right here by downloading more stuff from the Galaxy store, and also changing the order of stuff and adding more of tasks to it, like this. Right now I am using 3 of these. So now another cool feature which I think about this device is device care. It helps you optimize your phone on itself. Like if you think that your Galaxy A71 isn't as fast as when you bought it, you can actually change that. It might help you a bit. Go to settings, go to device care, and then you can optimize your phone once in a while. There's no harm to it. You can do it as many times as you like, unless it's below 100%. If it's on 100%, you obviously can't optimize it because it's freshly optimized without any errors. So now it will be a way smoother experience when you use an optimized phone. So now another useful feature which I think on the Galaxy A71 is to hide apps on the app drawer. The main reason why I prefer Android over iOS is because you get this app drawer. You can choose the apps which you want to be on the app drawer and not make your home screen pretty crowded. So if you suppose don't want to show an app to anyone who's using your phone for a while, you can actually change it. Hold down the home screen, go to home screen settings, go to hide apps, and then you can hide an app, whichever you want. Suppose I want to hide, let's hide Classroom. Click done, and then you'll never see Classroom again. And of course, if you want to bring them back, you go to home screen, hold it down, go to home screen settings, go to hide apps, and then you can reverse it as well. So you'll see Classroom right there. See that? See this? That's the Classroom. So now, another feature which I think might be useful for some people is the lift to wake. Lift to wake is a feature when basically your device is turned off and then you want to open it without actually having to press the power button. So when you lift the device, it will open up. You can also turn on double tap to wake and smart stay over there. So you hold down the shade, go to settings, search for lift to wake, go to lift to wake, and there it is. So basically what this does is when you pick up your phone and lift it, the phone will open itself up, and then of course you need to unlock it by any method which you have chosen. Also, double tap to wake. When the phone is turned off and you don't want to lift it, you can double tap the screen and then the phone will open up on itself. And the best feature out of this, which I think, is the smart stay. Smart stay is basically something like when you keep looking at the phone will never lock itself. It's basically using your optics to determine whether you're looking at it, and then it won't turn it off. So that's a really cool feature to have there. Also, my favorite feature is suppose you want to multitask. All of these phones nowadays have multitasking option by allowing split screens. Suppose you want to use Play Store as well as the camera at the same time. So now what you can do is actually open them in split screen. Split screen is fine, it's not a big issue, but what I like better is the pop-up view. So it basically opens a window like you get on your computer and then you can use it. It's floating, it will not go away. So whenever you want to use it, you can have it there, and then you can also use the other app which you're using, and you can do this unlimited times. There's no limit to it. You can use it as many times as you want, and you can maximize it by clicking that button, and then if you want to close it, you can do that as well. So that's a really handy feature to have on a phone like this. Also, a feature which I like is the Dolby Atmos support in this phone. It really makes the sound way better to hear. It's almost like noise cancellation. When you use your headset, you can't use it by default. You have to use your earbuds or headset, and then you can turn it on. I'm sure it will make your hearing experience way better. I've tried it without and with the Dolby Atmos, and there was a big difference. I like the Dolby Atmos way much. So also, a really cool feature is that by default when you get the phone, you don't get this brightness icon on some phones. So you can actually enable it. Hold down the shade, swipe down, go to quick panel layout, and then you can choose whether to show brightness when you turn down the shade for the first time. So if you turn it off, if I go up, there's no brightness icon over there. You'll have to always pull down to see the brightness icon. But then you can change it as well. To control the brightness, turn on show brightness on top, and then you can do it by swiping just once, not using much of your energy. So I have another really cool feature in this phone is that there is flash notifications. So basically on older devices there used to be something called LED flash, which used to flash up when there were notifications, but unfortunately there's no LED flash on this phone. So instead there's something Samsung has devised known as flash notifications. So you search for flash notifications, click on it, and if you toggle it on, like you use screen flash, whenever a notification will come, there'll be a flash on the screen like this. So that's something helpful for some people, I suppose. I don't really use it, I don't like it that much. So another really cool feature about this phone is that it supports 4K video recording. So to change that, you'll have to go to camera, go to video settings, go to rear video size and switch it to UHD, which is basically 4K. Go to front video size, change it to UHD or Ultra HD, which is basically 4K again. And then there's grid lines if you want. So it will basically bring up the grid on the phone. It's might be helpful. I usually use it. Auto HDR, that's for photos. Go to shooting methods, and then you can control video and photos by saying words such as shoot, capture, smile, or cheese. So suppose I'm saying smile, and then the video will turn on automatically. I'm not using it right now because I've disabled it. And in the use as well. So go to photos, go to settings, go to shooting methods, and then there's something known as show palm and floating shutter button. So basically what show palm is, when you show your palm to the camera, it will click a photo when your face is visible to the camera like this. It takes a photo. And what basically floating shutter button is this thing. this thing. You can actually position it anywhere you want, just in case you're not able to reach the main shutter button for some reason. You can place it here and take a photo, take any photo. And then another useful feature for this phone is taking burst shots. You can take a burst shot or GIF. You can take a burst shot by holding the shutter button. Swipe down from the shutter button like this, and it will take a burst shot like this. It will take a burst shot. What burst shot basically is that you can select whichever photo you want from all these 30 pictures which I've captured. Or you can also create a virtual flipbook, like by creating some animations with your hand if you like. I actually like this feature, I use it, but I'm not taking this one, of course. And also a really cool feature is you can take GIFs as well. So you go to swipe shutter button edge to create GIF, and now when you swipe the shutter button, it will create a GIF. So now when you go to play it, it will always be a GIF. So now, I actually use the burst shot, so I'm going to take the burst shot method, which is, I think, better than the GIF mode. And also a useful feature, which is edge lighting. Suppose you're on do not disturb mode or playing some game or something else and you don't want notifications in your way, so you can turn on this edge lighting feature, which I think is really helpful for some people. So you swipe down to shade, go to edge lighting and turn it on. So what edge lighting basically is that whenever a notification comes, it will create an edge lighting like this. I usually use Echo, which I like. It creates this lighting on the both lengths of the phone, which I think is pretty cool. So that's about that. And another cool feature about this phone is that you also have this thing called dual messenger. What dual messenger basically is that you can use two accounts simultaneously at the same time for your favorite social media apps. So you go to search, go to dual messenger. And what this basically does is allows you to sign into your favorite social media apps with two accounts at the same time. So it creates a duplicate of the app, and then you can use two apps of the same thing at the same time with two different accounts. So that's a really useful feature to have for some people. So that's my list of useful and hidden tips, tricks and features about the Samsung Galaxy A71. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel. A subscribe would be massively appreciated. Thank you for watching. This is Tech Refined, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.